days. Afterwards, whatever they need, they will be achieved. Same way, if you take for the Christian people, they also will take 30 days or 40 days. In Hindus also, you see that, and they will take 40 days. The same way, now the time is started. 1 month will be there. You take, invest the time. Don't waste the time. Invest the time wherever it is available. Just you send the teacher's word, and whatever test is available, just you go through that. And one day you feel that yes, most of the people have given that opportunities, and as well as number of motivation. I'm not taking much time. I'm telling that because my background also like that only. I struggled a lot. No one is given single rupees in my education. I studied my own. I worked part time in outside. I studied in purely Tamil Nadu government. I didn't enter to the matriculation or anywhere. Then with my hard work, I have achieved a CTET, as well as I joined in matriculation. No, CBSE school, senior secondary school, where I proved a number of sendum, and then I got here. Understood. Every person begins, there are lot of story, man. Without hard work, we cannot get. The thing is, you have lot of time. Here means you have lot of roll call, and the food is not good, and you have lot of difficulties. At home, the real God, your parents and mother is sitting towards to you, and take good food and study well. 30 days. Don't listen to anybody's, and study well and practice. Number of questions mark, number of questions you practice, you will be achieved. Okay, Adiyaman left that group. I don't know. Shall we go, man?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Today,
sir.
yes, today it will be very useful.
Sir, you
Okay.
can start, sir.
Yes, yes, I start the class. Okay. Okay. And today's concept, the structure of the earth. Already I had sent the message, and just I have to go through first to 20 minutes for this concept. The next endogenetic, exogenetic we have to discuss. Afterwards, the erosion, transportation, depositional features I will give in my place. Okay. For example, if you see that, and if you take for the earth, and it has three important concentric layers. Okay, three important concentric layer. For example, crust, mantle, and core. Okay, the first one is crust, and whatever points I have highlighted, just you go through. Nearly 1% of the Earth's volume, and 0.5 the Earth's mass are made up of crust, and it is thick. There are two important land masses like continental crust and oceanic crust. And oceanic crust, the thinner is about 5 kilometers. Continental crust 30 kilometers. Understood. From the continental masses, you may get two important minerals like aluminium, silica, and aluminium. So it is called as Sial. Am I audible, boys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I will not take much
Yes,
time.
Yes,
sir.
sir, you
Yes,
are able,
yes,
sir.
yes, yes. I will go a little bit fast. Only for the 1 mark related information I will tell. Theory part, you know very well. Okay. And here the oceanic crust, there are two important minerals like silica and magnesium. Okay, which is also called as SEMA. Okay, we may ask which is known as SEMA, and what are the land masses are available in that crust means continental and ocean crust. Okay, each each layer inside of the concentric layer, there will be a lot of density. So 3 gram per centimeters cube. And the crust and mantle. Okay, look at that. The discontinuity between hydrosphere and crust, which is known as contract discontinuity. I will made it separate discontinuity. Okay. First you listen the concept, then I will give the discontinuity alone. I have the separate PPT. I will explain. The next one is mantle. Mantle is the second layer after the crust. Okay, the crust and mantle, which is known as Mogrovic discontinuities. Mogrovic means they is the scientist who found that density as well as thickness of the mantle. And it is the kilometer thickness mean 2900 kilometers, and 84% of the earth volumes consist of mantle, as well as 67% of the earth masses occupied by mantle. And here density in the sense 3.3 to 5.4 gram per centimeters cube. And the next one is, and if you take for the uppermost layer, um, which is uppermost layer, which is consist of lithosphere. And in the mantle 80 to 200 kilometer there is a layer is called asthenosphere, which is too important because in these spheres only we can get all the lithosphere plates as well as the continental plates move. And at present we are telling seven major plate and number of minor plates. These are all the important plates which will be available in the mantle between 80 to 200 kilometer. These plate boundaries are known as asthenosphere. Understood? And the discontinuity between upper mantle and lower mantle, which is known as repti discontinuity. This is and all the scientists who found that inner layer of the earth and as well as density and minerals they only found. And in that the mesosphere mantle, it is also called as mesosphere. And okay, these are all the important plates, seven plate, number of minor plates, for example, Angara and Gondwana. It is all available in the mantle only. Mantle, the second mantle in the down of asthenosphere. So the plate boundaries and continental plates will be there. And next one is core. Okay, the innermost layer surrounding of the earth is known as core, and the core is separated from the mantle by Gudansberg discontinuity. I will explain. Gudansberg is the physicist. And what are the minerals are available in the core means nickel and iron and nickel, which is also called as knife. And it is constitute 15 percentage of earth volume, 32.5 percentage of earth mass. And what about its density? 9.5 to 14.5 gram per centimeters cube. And it has two important layer, inner core and outer core. Inner core, which is uh, which is contained by solid particles. In the outer core, liquid state, okay, semi-solid. Okay, the discontinuity between upper core and lower core, which is called as Legman discontinuities. So, according to the seventh syllabus, seventh standard, the discontinuity they did not give. They have given only the crust and mantle and core. Okay, and which is called as sphere in the sense the core, also called as sphere, mesosphere in the sense mantle. Okay, and this information purely I have taken for you. And the crust thickness I have given, and top density and bottom of the density, and types of rocks are found in crust. What type of rocks you may get in upper mantle? What type of rocks available? Lower mantle, what type of rock? In lower mantle, if you see, the magnesium and silicon oxides are available. Outer core and the thickness and top density and bottom types of rocks, iron oxide and sulfur nickel alloy will be the outer core. And iron in between inner core, you may say iron oxide, sulfur and nickel alloy. Okay, this paragraph just you go through that. And I told discontinuity. Okay, these are all the discontinuity. Conard in the sense the discontinuity lies between upper crust and lower mantle. Upper crust and lower mantle, which is known as Conard discontinuities. Mogrovic in the sense it separate crust and mantle, which is too important. Repte discontinuities, upper mantle and lower mantle, which is known as repte discontinuity. Gudenberg discontinuity in the sense is core and mantle. Okay, you know that there are three concentric layer, crust and mantle and core. Each uh, each density, each layer, how much density, what are the minerals are available, what type of rocks, what are the seismic waves, it found by these scientists. That's what their names they have given. Legman discontinuities separates from the upper core and lower core. Okay, am I clear, boys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is
Yes, sir.
purely okay. Maximum it is not available in the seventh class and eighth class. So it is 11th standard geography book. That's what I have taken. Go through that. Okay. And the next one is for your better understanding. I made it for the three important concentric layer: crust, mantle, and core. Okay, in the mantle there are two will be there: upper mantle and lower mantle, and silica and aluminum also available. And some books they have given silica and aluminum, silica and magnesiums are available in the crust itself. And some books they have given the SEMA, silica and magnesiums are available in the mantle. So according to the UPSC information, the mantle, the silica and magnesiums are available in mantles also, as well as in the crust also. Okay, then look at that, the Conard discontinuity, Mogrovic discontinuities, and where it is asthenosphere, and repte discontinuities. which means upper mantle to lower mantle in between. Gutenberg discontinuity in the sense lower mantle and outer core in between. Legman discontinuities in the sense outer core or inner core. Okay, and mesosphere it is called as mantle. Perisphere it is called as core. Lithosphere in the sense purely continental landmasses and ocean landmasses. Am I clear, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, this information taken from the clearias.com, and this picture is very important because the difficulties level of this inner layer of the earth means this only. That's what I have taken. And the minerals wise, the earth crust and the entire earth. Okay, earth crust, if you see that oxygen 47%, silicon and aluminum 8%, iron how much? At the same time, entire earth, if you see that iron 35%, oxygen 30%, silicon 15%, magnesium 13%, nickel 12%, sulfur 2. Okay, and read that. And it is not possible to memorize all the things. At least in earth crust, which minerals is the largest one as well as the least one. Okay, first 2% silicon and oxygen and aluminum. You go through entire earth in the sense three minerals you have to study: iron, oxygen and silicon. Okay, 35% about iron, oxygen 30%, silicon 15%. Am I clear, boys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, already I have
Yes, sir.
uploaded. Please go through that. Okay, suppose if they ask, it may be difficult. That's what I have given beginning itself. We should not tell that this area we didn't cover, that's what we lost it. Okay, please go through that. The next one is 3 types of rocks. Okay, rock, the definition you know that we have to go only for the 1 mark related. There are 3 types of rocks will be there: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. And classification of rocks I have given, it is for that information taken from the clearias. And there are 3 types of rock: igneous further divided into 2, intrusive and extrusive. Igneous means the Latin word of fire, we will discuss in upcoming. And sedimentary rocks means settled down. Metamorphic means the changing form of igneous and sedimentary under the heat and pressure. Okay, let me go from, if you do not have the time, just you go through this timeline, this mind map alone, which will be very useful. Now we'll go separately. Igneous rock. The igneous is derived from the Latin word which means ignis, the fire. Okay, when the molten magma cools, it becomes solid. You know that under the earth, every 30 meter, if you go inside, there will be 1 degree Celsius is decreasing. On the earth too, if you go every 165 meter, 1 degree Celsius is decreasing. When you go far inside, temperature is increasing. Okay, and there are 2 types of igneous rocks. One is for intrusive rocks and extrusive rock. What does it mean, intrusive rocks? Okay, they are formed when magma solidified below the earth crust. For example, if you see for the volcanic eruption, some things. Okay, for example, once the magma is started to come, molten magma started to come outside, and which is called as lava. And sometimes some of the lava particles will be solidified inside the earth crust itself due to degrees of velocity, due to degrees of its speed. So that type of things which known as intrusive rocks, they are formed when magma solidifies below the earth surface. The rate of cooling below the earth surface is very slow, which gives rise to the formation of large crystal in the rocks. Okay, for example, once the velocity is decreased, it will be solidified inside the rock itself during the volcanic eruption, which is known as intrusive igneous rocks. Okay, the deep stated igneous rocks are called as plutonic rocks, and sometimes it may be called hypoabyssal rocks. And the granite, tolerite are example of intrusive igneous rocks. Okay, there are 2 types. During volcanic eruption, all the things have come in the sun extrusive outside. Okay, and some of the things are solidified inside that igneous, inside the rock itself, which is known as intrusive. For example of plutonic rocks, or another one is hypoabyssal rocks. And granite also formed because of intrusive. Am I clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my
Yes,
concept
sir.
is not clear. My concept is not clear. Please tell once again. I will explain. Extrusive in the sense they are formed by the cooling of the lava on the surface. It is not inside. Okay, inside means intrusive. On the surface, Lava cools very rapidly on the surface because of some atmospheric pressure condition. They are formed volcanic rocks and the basalt region and Cabarro. Basalt region means the Deccan Plateau. It is made up of basalt region, volcanic rocks, so which will be available in India as well as in foreign countries also, volcanic rocks. The next one is sedimentary rocks. The sedimentary rocks are formed in the name of Latin word, okay, or name Latin word which means sediment, in the sense settle down. Okay, so how the sedimentary rocks it's happen in the sense because of river, glaciers and wind. Okay, due to the weathering process, which will be moved one place to another place, it finally deposited into the shallow region. After a few millions year, these deposits harden into compact rocks and it is called sediments in the sense settlement. And the bodies of plants and animals that falls on the deposits get embedded in the layers fossils. Okay, we are telling no, like petroleum, coal, it's all formed because of sediments and with help of decomposition of plants and animal, dead plants and animals. Okay, for example, sandstone, limestone, chalk, gypsum, coal and conglomerate are example of sedimentary rocks. And the process of successive deposition and formation of sedimentary rocks is called lithification. Suppose they may ask what is lithification, because sedimentary means everybody's know that, even all, even state board also know. What we differ from the outside student means what is lithification, the process of successive deposition and formation of sedimentary rocks, which is known as lithification. And due to successive deposition, they have a layered or stratified structure and hence also called stratified rocks. Okay, it is in the sedimentary rocks are divided into two. One is for lithification, or deposition process successfully it is done lithification. And stratify means due to successive deposition they have layered or stratified structure, means the sediment also which will be created different types of layers for millions of years, which is known as stratified rocks. Okay, and these are all the example. For example, I have given conglomerate and praxia, sandstone, shale. It is another example of sedimentary rock. Okay, and it is also divided into mechanically and organically and chemically. Most probably it's not available up to 10th book, and if you have time, just you go through that this concept also. Okay, for organically and biologically means we can cut coal, limestone and chalk. That's what I said, coal and limestone. How it means, coal means biologically plants and animals when the solidified as well as decomposed over a long period of time, we may get coal. Okay, and limestone we can tell, and chemically in the sense gypsum, rock salt and limestone. Okay, next one is, it is two important types of rocks, example and uses. Okay, this paragraph is enough. Igneous rocks, the example of granite and basalt, and the construction works and laying roads. And sedimentary in the sense gypsum, limestone, it's available. Manufacturing of wall and cement plasters. The next one is limestone means construction and purification of iron in blast furnace. And in 10th class, we have studied for making 1 ton of steels, we need of large amount of limestone. Then
Limestone.
is 4 is to 2 is to 1. And metamorphic in the sense diamond and marble, which is diamonds using jewelry, and marble sculpture and construction. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so only some points, important points I'm giving, just to go through. Metamorphic, in the sense, you see that first two types of rocks derive from the Latin word, but metamorphic rocks derive from the Greek word. Okay, which means metamorphosis, which means change of form. Okay, change of form. Igneous and sedimentary rocks are going to change another type of rock under this. Look that when igneous or sedimentary rock are subjected to extreme heat and pressure, they undergo complete changes in their form and character, which is known as another type of rocks, metamorphic rocks. In such a way, we can get gneiss, basalt to schist, and limestone to marble, sandstone to quartzite. Okay, these are all example. And it is divided into two. Okay, it has divided into two. metamorphic rocks divided into two, and before that there will be dynamic metamorphism, thermal metamorphism. What does it mean dynamic, what does it mean thermal? Okay, when the metamorphisms happens without any appreciable chemical change. Okay, for example, under the igneous and metamorphic sedimentary heat and pressure, without changing its chemical formation, that minerals will be available, which is known as dynamic metamorphism. And thermal metamorphism in the sense happen due to influence of heat, it is called. Okay, thermal in the sense, you know, that temperature, thermal means temperature, due to heat, and igneous and sedimentary are going to give another type of some rocks which is known as thermal metamorphism, which has divided into two: contact metamorphism and regional metamorphism. What is meant by contact metamorphism? When the reorganization occur due to direct contact with the hot magma. Okay, for example, you know that rock cycle. Okay, it is available in the 7th book. I did not take here because you know that basic concept. That's what I have taken only for the notes. Okay, one, the reorganization of igneous and sedimentary rock at that time, the direct contact with hot magma during volcanic eruption, which is known as contact. Because of that, there will be another type of rock which is known as contact metamorphism. If the rock undergo reorganization due to tremendous heat and pressure, form the result of tectonic sharing. Tectonic in the sense the plate boundary. Okay, due to how the volcanic eruption will come, when two plates divert, automatically inside the pressure and temperature which is going to come outside. Like when you take for the soda bottle, just you shake and open the lid, what will happen? The inside that pressure is going to come, no shame where. At the time, these tectonic sharing, some amount of things come, and another type of formation of rocks will come, which is known as regional metamorphism. Most probably I did not see like that information, but we have to go up to the level. That's what I have taken a little bit depth in the concept. Am I clear, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the crust forms only 1% of volume of the earth. 84% consists of mantle. 15% makes the core. The radius of the earth is 6371 kilometer, which is 7th NCRT book. Then 7th NCRT book, no, it is the next information is 9th standard metric book. The deepest mine in the world, okay, is in South Africa. It is about 4 kilometer deep. In search for oil, engineers have dug a hole about 6 kilometer. What is the mining name? Can you tell? Deepest mine. Empanok mine. Okay, Empanok gold mine, which is located South Africa, southwest part of Johannesburg. Okay, Johannesburg in South Africa.
Sir,
Okay,
what is name, sir?
Empanok, Empanok, Mponeng, Empanok, Mponeng, Empanok gold mine, which is southwestern part of Johannesburg in South Africa. South Africa. Okay. Okay. In India means which is the deepest mine in India means the Chinnakuri mines. CHINA, Chinnakuri mines, west West Bengal. Okay, Chinnakuri mines in West Bengal, near to the Damodar River. Chinnakuri mines in West Bengal, near the Damodar River. Okay, understand? Hello? Okay, then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the deepest
Yes, sir.
place ever reached by.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next information is too important. Deepest place ever reached by human technology varies from time to time. Till 2011, Kola Superhole, 12,262 meter in Murmansk, Russia was the deepest place. Till 2011, the people have found this Kola Superhole is the deepest hole. We found that. But in 2012, Z44 Chavia well, 12,376 broke the record and is supported to be 15 times the height in Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Okay, Chavia hole in the sense Russia. The Chavia hole, the Russia, they made it with help of technology 12,376 meter, which broke the record of previous one, which is Super Kola Super hole. That is also Russia. and the same the Chavia wool, which is Russia, have proven the record, and the height is about that Khalifa, okay, Burj Khalifa, where it is Dubai only, no?
Dubai.
Okay,
Yes.
Dubai. So
Yes, sir.
15
Dubai.
times biggest one. Okay. Okay, for your better understanding, the rock cycle I have given. So those who are not understand that concept, please go through that. First, igneous rocks, and due to pressure and temperature, the molten magma comes out, and afterwards, the due to atmospheric, which is solidification, and over the period of time, which is going to be sedimentary, and due to wind, due to rivers, and which is going to be transport and sediment. Under the sedimentary rocks, again the high temperature and pressure, which is going to another type of rock, which is known as metamorphic. Again, there is a under that pressure and temperature, again it's forming for igneous rocks. Okay, just you go through that information. Then next concept is too important, endo intake. Okay, it is too important. Any one or two questions are available in it. Okay, endo in the sense outside. Okay, endo in the sense outside origin. Okay, exo in the sense endo in the sense inside. Okay, endo in the sense inside origin. Genic in the sense origin. Okay, endo means inside, genic in the sense origin, inside origin and outside origin. Okay, inside origin there are two places will be the sudden forces due to plate movement. There will be earthquakes will be there, volcano will be there, landslides will be there, diastrous forces in the sense building mountain. Here means like continental formation as well as orographic mountain forms also happen, diatrospic, and exogenic in the sense it is in the outside. How outside land masses are happen due to erosional and depositional. By river, some types of land masses are happening. By wind, like Rajasthan regions, we can get different types of landforms. And sea waves, when you see that in the oceans, there are number of land masses like beach will be there, spit will be there, like Hork will be there. Okay, I will explain. And glacier, due to glacier, different types of land masses. Okay, due to plate movement, earthquakes and volcano and landslide inside some land masses, and due to the erosional and depositional, outside land masses are happening. Okay, look at that here. The another information, the forces that act on the earth's surface of the earth due to natural agents like running water, glaciers and wind waves are called external forces or exogenetic forces. But inside in the sense the plate boundary, already in the first class I have informed that the plate boundary, there are three plate boundary will be done: convergent plate boundary, divergent plate boundary and transform plate boundary. Convergent plate boundary means when two plates come together, you know that uh, uh, under the crust upper mantle 80 to 200 kilometer, there is a plate that is called asthenosphere. There only the all the plate boundaries will be there. Due to under pressure and temperature, this plates movement every year it is going to divert. Because of that only we are getting, when two plates come together, automatically there will be a lot of mountains going to come, fold mountain. When two plates divert, there will be a volcanic eruption. When two plates transform, there are two plates already I told that, continental crust and ocean crust. Okay, and when two plates transform, automatically there will be a vibration. That vibration is called earthquakes. It is the continental happen in the sense earthquake. Same things are happen under the ocean, which is going to like a tsunami. Understood, boys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where the earthquakes and volcanoes are happen in the sense the Pacific Ring of Fire. So what does it mean Pacific Ring of Fire? In the sense where only we can get number of plate boundaries. Okay, number of major and minor plate boundary. So it is also called a Pacific Ring of Fire. In the exam, in which land masses, in which continental have received large amount of volcano and earthquakes, in the sense you have to see the option. It is related to the Pacific Ocean means you clearly you give the Pacific. Okay, Pacific plate. Then you know that this information already we have discussed 250 million years ago. How was that only one land masses 200 years ago due to these plate boundaries diverge and movements, and Gondwana land have joined with Asia because of that erosion name. And 145 million years ago there were different types of land masses, and 65 million years ago. So why I have taken this picture means they may ask 250 million ago what type of the land masses, Permian, 200 millions. and Triassic, and 145 Jurassic, and 65 million years ago, Cretaceous, and the present day we are telling the 7 continents. Is it understood? Hello, did you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, dear. Okay, and
Yes,
first
sir.
concept is okay, and next we are going to discuss the another concept is earthquakes. Shall we go for another concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Earthquakes are generally caused by the sudden vibration of the earth crust. Okay, sudden vibration of the earth crust. When two plates transform together, automatically there will be a vibration. Then the point of origin of the earthquakes is called focus. Okay, when you go for the inside the earth, the origining of the place, which is known as focus, the same vibration are happening in the on the surface, which is known as epicenter. You know very well. I'm recalling that information. Don't think that I am taking your time. And focus, which is also called as hypocenter, which generate the series of elastic wave. Epicenter is a point on the earth surface that lies directly above the focus. Okay, this question asked in that CTET examination for me, as well as in TET, Tamil Nadu Teacher Eligibility Test, and even NTAC level 1, level 2, it is repeated. They may ask about focus and epicenter. Inside the origin of the earthquakes known as focus, above the earth crust in the center part, which is known as epicenter. Okay, you don't get any confusion. Then who found that scale means Richter scale, and before that Richter is a person who found that magnetic scale. Okay, and before that there will be a Mercalli, and that theory was not accessible by all American as well as the European country as well as other country, but Richter scale measurement as taken by entire country. That's what we are telling, that Richter scale, which means C of Richter, device to scale the magnitude of earthquakes. Okay, the highest magnitude ever record is 9.5 on Richter scale, Chile in 1916. As of now, I found that the highest earthquakes recorded in the Chile, okay, the the 1916 9.5. There will be a scale is called 0 to 7. Okay, it is available in the metric book. Let me recall. And okay, if it is 2, okay, if it is 2.0, in the sense less can be felt only little, and earthquakes over 5.0 can cause damage from the things falling. A 6.0 or higher magnitude is considered very strong. 7 and above is classified as a major earthquakes. Let me explain. 2.0 in the sense little, okay, and 5.0 in the sense damage the things falling down. 6.0 in the sense higher magnitudes considered very strong. Above 7 in the sense it is like a earthquakes. Okay, there are 7 scale introduced by the Richter scale, and they will find out the magnitudes, the seismic waves. I will explain all that waves. Okay, as of now, information. This is the information taken from the metric book. The highest magnitude ever recorded is 9.5 on Richter scale, Chile in 1960. Am I clear, boys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what type of the vibration, in the sense we can tell that it is the seismic wave. Why, sir, it is seismic wave? Okay, the instrument, it is called seismograph. So the study of earthquakes is known as seismology, and the waves is called seismic waves. Clear? Three information. The instrument is called seismograph, and study of earthquakes is known as seismology, and the vibration is called seismic waves. Okay, and according to that, I have made it for your better understanding. Three types of earthquakes waves. One is for P waves or primary waves, which can be passes through the solid and liquid. Okay, these two only move for the solid and liquid, and it is velocity of 5.3 kilometer per second to 10.6 kilometer per second. See that per second, how much speed, kilometer speed, that much speed will be there. Next, the second one is called as secondary waves, which can be moved only for the solid. First one is solid and liquid, and it is called as S waves, and it is also like perpendicular direction, and it is the average velocity is 1 kilometer per second to 8 kilometer per second. Okay, just you go through there, it will be very useful. Okay, It will be very useful. That's what I have taken. It is not available in our NCRT book. I have taken from the outside. They didn't give the velocity at all. I have taken outside. Then surface waves, which is called as L waves, it is also similar to the P waves, which means the first one, but they travel primarily along the ground surface, which cannot go for that water. It will be always in the ground surface, and it's comparatively slower and most destructive waves. The average velocity of that wave is 1 kilometer to 5 kilometer. Okay, 1 kilometer to 5 kilometers strength is there. Okay, is it useful? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
yes.
instrument, yes, listen. In instrument which record the earthquake waves is called seismograph or seismometer. The scientist that deals with earthquake is called as seismology, and earthquakes is measured with a machine called the seismograph. The magnitude of the earthquakes is measured on the Richter scale. Whatever I said orally, for your better understanding, I made it for the theory part. And earthquakes of 2.0 or less can be felt or only little, and 5.0 cause damage from things falling, and 6.0 or 6.0 higher magnitude is considered very strong. 7.0 is classified as major earthquakes. Okay, and the next one is we have to go through about volcano. Okay, and picture is available. Okay, picture is available, just I give the concept. Okay, volcano is a vent or an opening on the earth surface, opening at the surface of the earth crust through which hot, solid, liquid, and gaseous materials, magma, erupt out of the earth's surface from the earth interior. Okay, and volcano are classified, are also formed when plate move apart. That's what I said. When two plates divert, and inside molten magma is going to come as a lava, and which can be, there are four major components will be that: magma chamber, vent, volcanic cone, and craters. Okay, this is the picture. Crater. Okay, the first we will go about magma chamber, a large pool or liquid rocks found beneath the earth surface. Look at that here. This is what magma chamber picture is available. Means in that under the earth there will be large amount of magma chambers, large amount of liquid magma, which is known as magma chamber. Vent in the sense, you know, that way. Okay, vent in the sense the way, an opening serving as an outlet of air, smoke, fumes, magma, etc. Volcanic cone, in the sense a landform built by magma ejected from the vent in the shape of cone, means the outside. Okay, cone means outside. Listen, the landform built. It is not a way, it is the built. Okay, the landforms, like it is like a cone shape. Okay, when it is coming to the outside, due to the oxygen and it is going to be solidification, this landmass is like a cone. Crater in the sense a bowl shaped depression found at the top of the volcano. Okay, it means like a bowl shaped, which will create like a bowl shape, which is known as crater. Okay, everywhere I have given vent and as well as lava and as well as magma chambers, which is available. Just you go through the picture and go through that. Next, based on the term, volcano is derived from the Latin term volgan, which means, which is the name of Roman god of fire. They may ask that which is known as god of fire, and you have to write it volcano, which is called as god of fire. Okay, and this information already might have taught you. You know that information. Periodically eruption volcanoes are classified into three: active volcano, dormant volcano, and extinct volcano. Active volcano, in the sense, are those which constantly eject like volcanic lava, gases, and fragmented materials. Always, we cannot give for the periodic. Always there will be actively position. For example, Mount St. Helens in the US, United States, there will be always active volcano. Dormant volcano, they do not show any sign of volcanic activity for a long period, which is also called as sleeping volcano. Okay, it do not give the signing, but anytime it may come. That's what volcanoes, they do not show any sign of volcanic activity for a long period of time are known as dormant volcano. Sometimes there may be a sudden explosion which may cause unimaginable loss of life and property. For example, Mount Fuji and Japan. Okay, Fuji and Japan, there will be, we may get sleeping volcano as well as dormant volcano. And extinct volcano. Extinct volcano in the sense dead volcano, it permanently stops its volcanic activities, then it is called as extinct or dead volcano. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania, this type of volcanic mountains are available. Am I clear,
Yes,
guys?
sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Then, yes, volcanoes classified based on their structure and composition. Okay, volcano are classified based on their structures and composition. One is for composite volcano and volcano tomb, and another one is sealed volcano. Okay, composite volcano, also known as strata volcano and conical volcano, built by many layer of hardened lava. Strata in the sense like a layer. Okay, for example, one volcanic eruption are happen, which will be settled down like a layer by layer, which is known as composite volcano. Many layer hardened lava and boomies and volcanic ash. They are commonly found in Pacific Ocean. Example, Mount Fuji and Japan. Why I have taken this information means I have found some of the question, but they are asking some example of the mountain, and they will give the three types of mountain and ask you to found which is known as composite volcano. Okay, for that only I have taken, and each materials you see it may be 4 to 5 or 10 pages only. Okay, go through that. Then which is known as volcanic tomb. You know the tomb like a structure. A lava tomb, volcanic tomb is roughly a circular mound formed due to slow ejection of viscous lava form. Viscous in the sense like a gum. Okay, once the process is slowed, it cannot come that much of explosion, that much of violent. It will come the slow process like a viscous means like a gum wise. How we are pasting gum. Okay, viscous lava form of volcano. As lava is rich in silica with intensive viscosity, it prevented from flowing for its vent. Example, Paricutin in Mexico, you may get volcanic tomb. And sealed volcano in the sense how we are, if we are victory, we are receiving those some sealed like that. Sealed volcanoes are formed by intensive viscous lava. They are shallow deposition with gently sloping sides, hence the lava flows out in all direction. Okay, you know that if you take for any sealed, and what will happen in center part there will be a, like a bowl in outside which will create like a, when you take for the tennis players, the first position who hold they will be received cup. No, the same way the viscous will be made it like four side like sloping side, in center part like a bowl shape. Okay, it is sealed. Mauna Lava and Hawaii. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, then the distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes, and I have taken only two information just to go through that. Most of the earthquakes and volcanic eruption do not strike randomly but occur along the plate boundary. And you may ask that, sir, volcanic eruption and earthquakes will happen in all the places? Not, it will occur only for plate boundary. They may ask about the exam also in which areas you may get earthquakes and this one, and based on the plate boundaries you have to find that answer. One such area is Pacific Ring of Fire, where the Pacific plates meet many surrounding plates. The Ring of Fire is mostly seismically and volcanically active zone in the world, which is too important and repeated question. Just you go through that. Am I clear? And other distinctive major means mid-oceanic ridge and mid-continental belt. Okay, mid-oceanic ridge and mid-continental belts. Okay, and mid-oceanic in the sense, you know that like um, islands regions, or else under the ocean crust also there will be plate divert, will be the plate boundaries will divert. At the plates in between there will be a like ridges, Pacific Ring of Fire, and at the same time some uplands will be there. This is what mid continental belts and oceanic areas, these regions only. Just you go through this black point and related that one mark, just you go through that. Okay, the next we have to go through about weathering and mass movement. Boys, are you getting bored? I
No, sir.
okay.
No, sir.
Okay, what is weathering? Okay, weathering in the sun, disintegration and decomposition of the materials of the earth crust. The disintegration and decomposition of surface of the rocks by their exposure to the atmosphere, which is known as weathering. Okay, the weathered rock material down the slopes, the gravity is called mass movement or mass wastage. Okay, the weathering can be divided into three types: physical weathering, chemical weathering, and biological weathering. Physical weathering, in the sense, it's breakdown of rocks without changing their chemical composition through the action of physical forces. The constant freezing and thawing of rocks. Okay, freezing and thawing of rocks. What does it mean? What will happen during day, during night and day leads to the expansion of contraction of rocks. For example, what will happen during daytime? Rock will be expanded due to sunlight, and nighttime the freezing due to the thawing, freezing, and it will be converged due to the rock will be cracks, and which is going to disintegration. And like that, rock slide, landslide, debris, falls, and mud flow, and by river, by wind, by glaciers, which is evaporated, eroded one place to another place. Okay, then it will be divided into three: physical weathering, exfoliation, block disintegration, granular disintegration, or different types of weathering will be done. Now I will explain the exfoliation. What does it mean, exfoliation? You look at that image. Now I will give that literary information, then we'll go. The alternate heating and cooling on the rounded rock surface leads to the peeling of rock layer by layer like an onion. This is called as exfoliation. Seating and shattering or the other forms of exfoliation. For example, daytime there will be received too much of sunlight, which is also called as insolation. Okay, sunlight received by the earth's insolation, as well as incoming solar radiation means re-radiation, already we have discussed. Okay, so due to the continuous and changing of temperature and freezing level, and these rocks, the upper layer of the rock crust or rock is going to breaking down, and by river, by rainfall, by wind, and by glacier, which is moved one place to another place, 5 3 forces, erosional, transportation, deposition. Did you understand what I'm telling, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, why I am
Yes,
telling
sir.
means weathering we have one subtopic,
Yes,
man,
sir.
exogenetic, endogenetic, and they may ask number of small topic, and they may ask without concept we cannot find that. No, 1 mark. Why we have to see before it is difficult. Now see that small information, but 1 mark. Then granular disintegration. Granular disintegration take place in a crystalline rocks where the grains of rocks become loose. Okay, the second part is known as crystalline rocks, and what will happen due to the long way of the always the erosion of wind, erosion of water. This the crystal rocks are going to create some weathering process. It is known as the granular disintegration. And third one is block disintegration. The repeated expansion and contraction of rocks during day and night respectively causes stress on the joint on the rock, which result in the block disintegration and fallout. This due to action of temperature and frost. Look at that here, the first picture. There is a biggest rock, and daytime there is a temperature, nighttime some like winter condition, so snowfalls will be going to inside. So when snow is going to inside, there is a large amount of mass is going to create. That mass is going to breaking down the rocks into it's going to give some amount of friction and some amount of weight. It's going to breaking down over the period of time, continuous action, these rocks are going to breaking down. Am I clear? It is known as block disintegration. Boys,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
are you getting bored, man?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Today enough, sir.
Okay, then. Okay, the next one is chemical weathering. Okay, it is also weathering means the breaking down of rock and okay, and chemical weathering, disintegration and decomposition of rocks due to chemical reaction, and it is called due to chemical reaction. How naturally temperature and frost we got the breaking down of rock like physical weathering. By same way, in the naturally some chemical reaction are going to divide the rocks and going to destruct the rock, okay, which is known as chemical weathering, okay. And this chemical weathering are happen hot and humid region of equatorial and tropical and subtropical region. It is too important. Chemical weatherings are happening in the hot and humid regions such as equatorial and tropical and subtropical zones. Go through them. Chemical weathering takes a place through the process of oxidation, carbonation, solution, and hydration. Okay, and hydration. Let me explain. Look at that information. Okay, now we will go one by one. Oxidation. Oxidation in the atmospheric reacts with iron found in rocks, thus leads to the formation of iron oxide. Okay, oxygen in the atmosphere reacts with the iron found in the rock. For example, you see in these rocks large amount of iron, okay. In that iron, when oxygen is going to react and which is going to formation of iron oxide, once it is created, definitely that rocks is going to lose its present condition, natural condition. This process is known as oxidation, which result in the weakening of rocks. Am I clear, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, dear. Okay, then carbonation. Carbonation is the mixing of water with the atmosphere carbon dioxide. For example, in the rock, wherever the drinking water is available, and whereas the carbon dioxide mixed with water, okay, it is forming as carbonic acid. This carbonation is important in the formation of caves in limestone region. When the carbonic acid react with carbonate rock, the rocks get disintegrated. So wherever there will be caves and limestone, there will be water is present. With that, then when carbon dioxide is going to react automatically, which is going to create for carbonic acid, while the time which will be eroded for the limestone region. Am I clear, boys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, then see here the small topic, but all will be one mark. That's what. Okay, solution. The process of dissolution of rock substance in water result in the loosening of rock particles. Okay, dissolution of rock substance. Okay, for example, there are number of minerals will be there, and if heavy water content and this wherever it is like sedimentary particles, sedimentary minerals will be washed away, so that automatically that rocks will be lose its present natural condition. Then hydration. Certain chemical in the rock enlarge in size in humid condition. These minerals found in the rock swells, and this result in the development of crack and the rock wears down. Certain chemical in the rock enlarge in size in the humid conditions. Suppose there are number of minerals, but always there will be humid water, flow of water will be there, so that the chemical composition will be enlarged and it will be take like a eroded like a wound. So and over the period of time that will create large amount of cracks and rock wear down. This type of wearing is known as hydration. Hydration in the form of like water, humid condition. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
The next one, okay, next one is very important. Biological weathering, you know very well. Biological weathering occurs due to penetration and expansion of plant roots, earthworms, burrowing animals like rabbits, rats, and like earthworms. Okay, you know that. See that here. The when the root is going to penetrate inside the rock, its growth level whenever it is increased, the root also enlarge, while the time the rock will be breaking down, it loses the natural condition. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
The next one is they may ask, suppose in the exam, what is gradation? What is gradation? So like that information means don't think that it is not out of the portion. Gradation already your the coaching teachers also might have taught. I'm recalling that. Gradation is the process leveling of the land by means of natural agents like river, groundwater, winds, glacier, and seaways. Okay, gradation means the process leveling of the land. For example, Himalayan regions you take. It is the Ilian mountain areas, but northern plains you take, or else you take the Sivalik region, third regions. Okay, it will be also slope. But over the period of time, Swalik also the foothills of Himalayas where the human beings are able to live. Okay, human beings are able to live. Why? In the sense the leveling of the land. So by whatever the eroded portion happen in the Himalayas, that will be by groundwater, winds, and glacier and sea waves, which is going to make a level land, which is known as gradation. Okay, when the exam time, just you don't forget it. Gradation means this is the leveling of the land, and degradation is the wearing down. Okay, wearing down means once the rock is taking for the weathering process, is wearing down one place to another place. Okay, aggradation in the sense building up, in the sense new types of landforms. Okay, there are three forms. Gradation means leveling, degradation means wearing down, aggradation means building up new landforms. Okay, for example, northern plains also building up. Okay, the next one is there are three types of landforms will be there. Many agents of things, for example, by rivers, due to erosional, transportation, depositional, we may get three courses like upper course, middle course, and lower course. From the mountain to down, there will be three courses will be there. For example, in the upper course, you may get V-shaped valleys like gorges, canyons, rapids, potholes, sprouts, and waterfalls. And middle courses, you may get alluvial fans, floodplains, meanders, and oxbow lake. You know that oxbow lake and meanders at all. Hello, do you
Yes,
understand
sir.
what I'm telling?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
please go through that. Suppose if they ask canyons, it is the type of like wind, river, and glaciers. Okay, they may ask three options, and whereas you have to tell that canyons in the sense it is the upper course of erosional landforms, means by the river. Okay, river is the answer. Okay, river generally originate from the mountain and end in the sea or lake. The whole path that river flows through is called courses from the mountain to plains, whereas different types of courses will be there: upper course, middle course, and lower course. Okay, in the upper course, there are six types of landforms like V-shaped valley, which is naturally, and it is creating like a gorgeous erosional, like Himalayan regions. You see that perennial river, canyons in the sense the gorges are happening more than 100 kilometers, which is known as canyons, rapids and potholes, and sprouts and waterfalls. Let me explain. You know that how waterfalls, the horizontal layer means hard rocks, soft rocks. Okay, hard rocks, soft rocks. Hard rocks are laid down over the soft rocks due to erosion, flow of water. Soft rocks will be eroded. Down of soft rocks will be eroded over the time. Water will be jump by that, by the way we are getting waterfalls. And the second middle courses only we can get alluvial fans and floodplain and meanders. You know that meters means. Okay, so once it is coming to the plains regions, its velocity will be decreased due to the depositional, which will take like a different shapes, like a snake, how it is moving different shape, which is known as meters. Over the period of time, the meters will be cut off from the main river due to depositional process, which is known as oxbow lake. Okay, let me explain. Which is the largest oxbow lake in the world? Boys, we have any answer? Largest oxbow lake in
Manso.
largest oxbow lake. Okay, here it is available. Whatever I have told in orally, it is available the information. Okay, waterfalls. You see that when a river flows in a region where hard rocks lie over the soft rocks horizontally, the soft rocks get eroded quickly, and hard rocks project outward. This the river falls vertically form from a steep slope of steep slopes to form a waterfalls. Okay, the plunge pole in the sense due to the long depression there is some hole is created, which is known as plunge pole. Okay, look at that here. What is rapids? Already I told in the beginning, rapids will be there. Just you go through that. Okay, then um, rabbit, and plunge pole in the sense when the water falls with a great force, it erodes the rock material beneath and creates the depression called plunge pole. Rabbit in the sense the shallow fast flowing water in a stream is called a rabbit. Okay, it is in the down floor. And the highest waterfall in the world, first go through that. Highest waterfall in the world or Angels Falls 979-meter in Venezuela, which is the highest waterfall in India. Kunchkal Falls is the highest waterfall in India in Karnataka. The highest waterfall, what is the height of the Kunchkal Falls? 1493 feet, the meter 400 and something. And where is Kunchkal Falls? Kunchkal Falls is the Simoga district of Karnataka. Am I clear,
Yes,
boys?
sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so whatever I talked orally, I have given each and everything two line like Phillips. I have given just you go through that. See here, V-shaped valley. V-shaped valley is formed by a vertical erosion of the river where the valley is deepened and widened. What is porthole? Due to the river action, the cylindrical holes are drilled vertically in the river bed, the varying depth and diameter. For example, you have gone to any different rivers, and whereas you might have seen the rocks, and in between the rock surface there will be small holes will be there. How? There are also some erosional process. Okay, potholes, meters. Okay, the world largest oxbow lake is Chicot is Arkansas of USA. Lake Kanwar in Bihar, India is the Asia largest freshwater lake. Okay, look at that. The world largest oxbow lake in the sense, Chicot is Arkansas of USA. In Asia, in India, largest freshwater oxbow lake in the sense Kanwar Lake. Okay, Kanwar, which is located in the Bihar. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay, wait few minutes. I will
Yes,
give
sir.
some highlights, main points alone. Afterwards, I will leave. Okay,
Yes, sir.
meter. As the rivers loaded, the debris flows slowly. It forms sweeping loops and bends. Okay, that is known as meters. Oxbow lakes. Okay, listen. In due course of time, become almost complete circle with narrow necks. Why it didn't take picture means it will take more time. Okay. And depositional process, alluvial flans, floodplains, and estuary. Estuary means you know that where drinking water and river water meet at the place where there is no delta. Okay, estuary is formed where the rivers meets the sea. The deposition of silt by the rivers is not possible here in the estuaries like delta, because in the Narmada Tapti region there was no delta due to the slope land. Whatever depositional process will be mingled with ocean. Okay, so undoubtedly if they are asking the Peninsular River, the estuary, in the sense you have to write Narmada and Tapti. Did you understand?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And delta in the sense it is a triangular shaped. They may ask that, which is name the example of triangular shaped of land masses. Like that, if they give the estuary delta in the sense you have to write distribution tributaries means delta. Okay, like Kaveri deltas, whereas large amount of minerals is available and groundwater also many is available. Just I have to complete the highlighted one mark information. The world best known geyser is Old Faithful Geyser in the Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming in USA. You know that geysers, it is one type of land masses, hot water, which is available in the USA. And the next one is crust topographic. You might have learned about the crust topographic. It is also like limestone region. Okay, the limestone region, due to the groundwater which will be eroded, the limestones will be dissolved. Look at that information. The groundwater is an active agent in limestone region. Crust topographic is formed due to dissolution of soluble rocks such as limestone, dolomite, and gypsum. Okay, actually, this landmass is made up of limestone rocks. Due to groundwater, this limestone, dolomite, gypsum will be soluble, will be eroded. Okay, then the world largest crust area. Suppose the crust topography means don't think anything. It is limestone eroded by groundwater. Understood?
Yes,
Okay, which type of
Yes, sir.
minerals means limestone, dolomite, gypsum will be eroded, and this type of landmass, Western Slovenia in that region, and the world largest crust area is Nullarbor, located in the Great Australian Coast. And India, if you see that, I have given in the down. Okay, Indian information I have given in the down in and crust region also found in southern France, Spain, Mexico, Jamaica, Western Cuba, Central New Guinea. Okay, if not, sir, how can I, sir, muck up all the things? Leave it. Crust means limestone, the minerals you study. But in the world largest crust area, it is also like one this like MCQ, this one GK also, just to go through that. Okay, and next one is terra rosa, Italian term for red soil. It is it is like unknown information, but it is also endogenetic exogenetic forces. Okay, let me read. The deposition of red clay soil on the surface of the earth is due to dissolution of limestone content in rocks. Dissolution of limestone content in rocks. The redness of soil is due to presence of the iron oxide. For example, we are telling that, sir, this area is large amount of red soil. How? In the sense, due to the river, all the limestone will be eroded. Only iron will be existed that place. Because of that, we are receiving a red clay soil. In the Italian terms, it is terra rosa. Did you understand,
Yes,
boys?
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
and the lapis. Okay, it is the limestone rocks or quarried. Listen, I checked, man, many questions. The crust topography on two or three question paper I checked. That's what I'm giving. Just to go through that. Shinkol. Okay, shinkol means nothing, nothing. But if you take a lime, like sand, in between sands, you take small hole and keep it inside some sugar can. Sorry, sugar. Once temperature is high, what will happen? Sugar will be means melted. Sugar will be melted, and center part will be like a holes. Same way, due to the erosional by wind or water, some types of land masses are getting like a hole. How the sugar can will be a sugar will be evaporated, or sugar will be eroded. Same way in the sand. Okay, listen. The funnel shaped depression formed due to dissolution of limestone rock. All thinking about limestone. Look at that. Limestone rock is called sinkholes. The average depth of the range between 3 to 9 meter tall. The limestone region, it will create like a hole 3 to 9 meter. The world deepest sinkhole is China, Jigongi, Jigongai, and Dinahong at 2117 feet. Okay, in India, world 15,000 sinkholes are available. Just you go through that. Okay, boys, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
Yes,
this
sir.
is okay. This is too important, man. And you think that why I'm teaching this one means it will be very interesting. Sorry, very important, not for interesting. It is getting sleepy. Look at them. Stalactite and stalagmite and column. Okay, maximum the IAS prelims. It is too important. Let me explain this concept. Then I will wind up. Okay, please be. When the
Yes,
water
sir.
containing dissolved calcite gradually, okay, look at that here, calcite gradually drips from the ceiling of the caves, water evaporate and the remaining calcite hangs from the ceiling. Okay, look at that here. Now we'll give the concept. It is the caves, whereas the calcite, it is available more. Okay, the water evaporate and the remaining calcite hangs from the ceiling. Thus, uh, okay, stalactites, stalactites in the sense, it is the cave, whereas calcite and water is available more, but water will be evaporate, but the calcite alone hanging, which is known as stalactite, and stalagmite in the sense when the calcite deposit rises upward like a pillar, it from the ground surface to top, which is known as stalagmite, calcite, stalagmite, upward like a pillar, stalagmite are formed. Okay, and stalactites and stalagmites meet together to form a columns on pillars. Okay, sometimes up calcite and down calcite stand together, which is known as pillars. Okay, it is a simple concept, but Most of the students do not know and they are losing their mark. That's what I have taken. Did you understand what I'm telling?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Most of them have left. Thank you, dear. Patiently have listened. And today, okay,
Thank
today
you so much,
onwards,
sir.
wait, please. Today onwards, I will give a 1 mark. Okay, test I will keep it. Just you go
Yes,
through
sir.
that. All
Yes.
will be repeated question I will give. I will not take new questions. Whatever my difficulties, I will give five question repeated board question and that UPSC question. Just you go through that. That will be useful for you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
At least
Yes,
every
sir.
day 5. Okay,
Make
thank
it
you,
10,
dear.
sir.
Thank you,
Have a
sir.
nice. Thank you. Have a
Thank you,
nice
sir.
day.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you.